Good morning. I'm RJ Balinbin, your moderator for today's session. Undoubtedly, because of the ongoing pandemic crisis, digital transformation of companies has accelerated. As they adapt to the so called new normal, offices should seize the opportunity to improve their IT capabilities. This session will look at how optimizing IT capabilities will help organizations boost their performance and productivity. The topics we intend to cover this morning are advantages of IT optimization for your business, hybrid cloud and its potential in empowering offices, most pressing tech concerns to deal with in the office, how to improve IT efficiency and simplicity through standardized operating environment. So, to start, let me introduce our first speaker. She's the co founder and CEO of Mobile Optima Incorporated, a top technology company in the Philippines that specializes in digital transformation. She previously worked for Procter and Gamble for 8 years, handling different roles in finance in several countries in Asia. In 2018, Mobile Optima was one of the 10 companies that represented the Philippines in Singapore's biggest IT event, the Connect Tech Asia. Mobile Optima is a company behind Tarki, an enterprise solution designed for field force automation. Ladies and gentlemen, Maria Rosario Rio Palabrica Ilaw, founder and CEO of Mobile Optima Incorporated. Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, RJ. Thank you so much for that introduction. Thank you also to Business World for inviting us to this program. It's really our pleasure to be here. Good morning to all of our viewers. Once again, I am Rio and I am from Mobile Optima. We have a business software called Tarki, that's Tarkie, that is especially designed for field work and remote work. So if you have field employees like, for example, sales agents, merchandisers, delivery people, technicians, auditors, or even people who are working from home, then Tarki can be a very good solution for you. So we basically automate and give companies real-time visibility on what's going on in the field to help them make real-time decisions. We can automate field attendance data, productivity reports, sales and inventory information from your stores and branches, service reports, audit reports, and many others. And currently, we are one of the largest in the Philippines in terms of field force automation technology. And we actually have 10,000 employees who are subscribed to our system. We have also done more than 100 digital transformation projects over the last 5 years. And some of our biggest clients include Globe, Bounty Chicken, Uratex, Abenson, Megasoft, and Everbilena. And we look forward to sharing with you today some of the insights and learnings that we have in terms of implementing digital transformation projects within some of our companies in the Philippines. And we'd also like to show one of the videos of one of our clients. So this is Bounty Chuksugo. They have about 300 field personnel who are using our Tarki system. And we basically help them double their store coverage. So previously, one sales agent can cover only 10 stores per day. But with Tarki and with the digitization, now that person is able to cover 20 stores per day. So is it okay if we can show the video, please? Thank you.
Bavi has been a happy client of Tarki since 2015. We have around 300 field personnel who are using the Tarki system. Before, everything was done manually. Our people had to accomplish forms such as attendance, audit, inventory, and sales forms. So much time was spent in store doing admin work, and we did not see this as quality store visit.
Before Tarki, one field personnel can only cover up to 10 stores. Through optimization of personnel, we were able to improve our storage coverage by 100%. Now, one field employee can cover up to 20 stores.
We didn't stop with improving our coverage. Tarki helped us digitize 90% of our field processes. Through the automation of forms in Tarki, Our field personnel are now able to conduct more store quality visits, and their efficiency has improved by 26%.
We are very happy with Turkey. From zero, Turkey has given us the full visibility in the whereabouts of our field personnel.
We highly recommend Turkey.
We highly recommend Turkey.
We highly recommend Turkey.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much, Miss Rio. Now, our second speaker. He is a field applications engineer at ASUS Philippines Commercial. He combines technical expertise with knowledge of sales techniques to improve sales and set new organizational objectives. He previously worked as an IT infrastructure specialist, evaluating and proposing necessary changes in performance tuning, infrastructure design, and monitoring. He conducts complex technical evaluation and suggests physical architectures along with detailed blueprints. His responsibilities are to install, configure, and maintain applications with IT infrastructure. Ladies and gentlemen, our second speaker is Jerome Matthew Animos, Field Applications Engineer, ASUS Philippines. Hi, Jerome. Good morning.
Hi, good morning. Hey, good morning. Good morning, everyone, for joining us today. Um, there are a lot of things that ASUS in store for everyone. So, as time progresses, ASUS has evolved to something bigger. And later on, I'll be showing you and explaining to you what's ASUS all about. So, let me share my screen at first. So, by the way, good morning, everyone. So, this is Matt Animos, Field Applications Engineer of ASUS Philippines. Today, I'm going to discuss how the ASUS business helps optimize IT processes. So, as we know that we have already, changed to a lot of things in our current lives. So, with the new process that's being implemented, technology is rapidly changing the ways business users work in the 21st century. So, in the in small and medium businesses or SMBs have a strong need for innovative solutions to adapt, change, and compete. So ASUS provides solutions to tackle these challenges, particularly for the IT optimization, an integral part of the business's digital transformation. So an IT infrastructure for your business can be built seamlessly and effortlessly with ASUS Business Series. You can actually remote control hundreds of endpoint devices, maybe perhaps simplify maintenance and manage multiple layers of security using our specialized in-house software, including the ASUS Control Center and the ASUS Business Manager. So the ASUS Control Center is a new centralized IT management software on top of your normal domain controller on your Windows. This software is capable of monitoring, controlling ASUS servers, workstations, and other ASUS business products, including notebooks, desktops, all-in-one PCs in your office premise. So we are actually focusing on providing we're providing the convenient, suitable, secured, and cost-saving solutions for enterprises, small, medium sized businesses, and data centers across in the industry. So, with the help of ASUS Control Center, your organization is primed to deal with the demands of the most challenging modern IT environments. These all the different features of ASUS Control Center, from monitoring hardware status. For example, you need to check every spec and detail on your premise, including power management, even task scheduling. And I actually encountered as well and experienced even on the fly updates on your device itself. So to prevent as well the unauthorized usage and more. So ASUS Control Center comes with an intuitive, user-friendly interface that is supported by multiple devices via an HTML5 based console. So that's very light for an IT administrator or a system administrator. So this intuitive dashboard is actually giving you the best IT environment management in different types of devices as well. You can work actually on things as at the same time. You can use it on your normal PC, maybe perhaps your own tablet, or your everyday driver, which is your mobile phone. You can actually remote everything from there. At least you have a peace of mind wherever you go. Okay, so the ASUS Control Center shortens the time needed to perform regular checks on your systems, including the asset reports, so BIOS updates and software dispatches, so allowing you to accomplish these tasks in as fast as 5 minutes, depending on your server side specs. These actually help you to minimize the time IT needs to spend in maintaining the devices in your office. So instead of manually checking one by one, like the traditional IT does, and updating every PC that you actually encountered inside the office. So every time you do that, it's gonna take you a lot of effort. So we actually streamline and modernize the IT infrastructure in terms of resources as well. For more information about the ASUS Control Center, you may visit our product page. So it's going to be at ASUS Control Center. .asus.com, and to learn more about the ASUS Control Center, it can actually help you optimize IT processes. Let's watch this video. All right, so we have another tool that can actually give you the best, what do you call this? The on-prem, on-site application that we have, which is the ASUS Business Manager. So we know that ASUS Business, on the other hand, is a PC-based platform that consists hardware, software, and firmware to provide unique security and productivity capabilities for your ASUS business devices. So designed for small businesses which lack adequate IT management, we actually simplifies the process. So the process of management and maintenance. So it allows you to focus more on your business. So the ASUS Business Manager can actually help the IT administrators to control access to data, websites, and even system settings. So completely delete a file and create an encrypted virtual partition in your local drive, which you can save your important data. So and even a customized BIOS boot up logo. So those are the personally you can have actually have uh, the personalized feel in monitoring and even managing your own devices with the ASUS Business Manager. So, so like I mentioned earlier, the ASUS Control Center and the Asus Business Manager, together with other product features like the Intel V Pro and our media acclaimed Asus BIOS, gives the Asus Business Series absolute manageability. So whether you are a sole business owner to an IT manager in charge of a fleet of several thousand laptops, so ASUS manageability solutions will ease your workload and automate uh, the important processes, letting you concentrate on rather than maintenance. And for Asus, our devices actually provide high levels of security. So from device level locks to enterprise level network authentication and remote control. So using technologies like the Asus Control Center and vPro, IT managers actually can give you the best management ever. So with large fleets of devices to push our software updates or even securely wipe lost laptops, internally ASUS business PCs also offer TPM or Trusted Platform Module 2.0. That microcontroller can give you a better feel in terms of security with remote access verification and other physical and software security features at every level, um, whether it's a fleet management software or hardware to the physical drive itself. We provide users with a wide variety of security options to keep their data safe. So ASUS itself has also offering ASUS budget-friendly options with a wide range of specifications from form factors to meet the diverse demands of many different workplace functions, reliable components, and solid construction. So we ensure the extended asset life cycles to minimize the total cost of ownership to your business. So we deliver all around productivity to get you with the throughout day's work. So ASUS ExpertBook P2451 is the complete business package. This lightweight notebook pairs with a military grade robustness with corporate level of security. So make most of the budget with the affordable, flexible, and business ready ExpertBook P1440 with full I/O ports, 180-degree flat lay hinge, dual storage options, and business grade security. So another one that we actually have on our product lineup. So we have the Chromebook. So the Chromebook C423 and C223 is a simple way to boost your productivity and have more fun on the move all day and every day. So these ultra portable and lightweight Chromebooks are powered up to a quad core Intel processor and gives you the freedom of up to 10 hours of battery life. So, specially customized for business, the Asus Expert PCs are reliable powerhouses with sturdy construction, the very best components and combination of security features that they simply the best PCs for smart and upcoming businesses on the path to success. So Asus offers a wide range of expert-centered desktop solutions that cater to the diverse needs of function in small and medium businesses, providing features to ensure maximum productivity. Also, the all-in-one PCs feature space-saving design, a stunning nano edge display, a very thin bezel. Actually, that's what I'm referring to. Perfectly balanced hinge and powerful performance, all perfectly suited to a business, to your business need. So it comes in a variety of environments to work with. Okay. And for more information about ASUS business solutions, you may contact our sales reps. So we have here our ASUS local business team to answer any of your questions and concerns about the ASUS business product. So we can also set a meeting with your IT or your procurement team to discuss our business offerings. So you may scan the QR code to download the latest ASUS uh, solutions guide. So follow us on Facebook, LinkedIn pages, and you can send us an email directly on ASUS commercialbusiness at gmail.com. Thank you and stay safe.
Now let's have our Q&A. Let's have both our speakers on the screen. Okay, to start this, I'd like to ask both of you. Could you give us your thoughts on digitization and the new normal? What does this digitization and the new normal mean exactly for you as tech companies and your clients? What does this mean?
Yeah. So, well, let me start. So, first of
Okay.
all, digitization or digital transformation is something that we're very passionate about. We believe it's absolutely necessary in this day and age. It's not something that's optional for companies anymore. Rather, it's really an integral and important business strategy that has to be approached deliberately and proactively by many companies. And as I've mentioned, we've done more than 100 digital transformation projects over the last few years. And I can say that the benefits are really tremendous. And let me give you one concrete example. I'm sure many of our viewers here will be able to relate to this. We actually have one client. They have, well, they have a lot of stores. They have over 600 stores nationwide. But a few years ago, all of their sales and inventory reports were still being done manually. So on paper, on printed form. So they would have merchandisers stationed at the stores. They would report and note down the sales and inventory data every day on the printed sales and inventory forms. And then they would have area coordinators whose job is basically to cover all of the stores, collect the forms, and then ship them all the way to the head office. So pinapa-LBC yung mga forms all the way to the head office, where they have an army of encoders, literally a whole floor filled with encoders that enter the data into SAP. And of course, there's human error involved because sometimes the encoders would enter the data wrongly into SAP. And this whole cycle basically takes about 7 weeks, so 1.5 months. So imagine their January sales and inventory report would only be available in March. So what if important data is contained in those reports? No? So what if there is, let's say, an out of stock, there was a report of a pilferage, there's missing inventory, then it would have been too late. So before we came in, the CFO was asking, how many more encoders do I need to add? So if I want to get my summary reports, let's say within 1 week from close of month, how many more encoders do we need to add? And we challenged him. So we told him, sir, why don't you just invest that money into IT? Why don't you invest that money in Turkey? And then we will give you the sales and inventory data real time. And good thing, they actually accepted that challenge. And fast forward to today, they get their data real time. So all of the merchandisers would just enter the data in their mobile apps. And as soon as they submit, the head office receives the information right away. So, this kind of transformation, this is made possible by IT, by digitization. That's why we have the term digital transformation, because IT and digital technologies can really transform your business and really take it to the next level.
So, Miss Rio, is that the direction now that everyone should go paperless? Because you're talking about automation. Is this where we are going to?
Yes, absolutely. Especially with what's going on with the pandemic and all, going electronic, going paperless really opens up a lot of possibilities. So number one, of course, it's nature friendly. But second, going digital and going paperless really enables you to have access to real time data. So if you are a business owner, and you have access to real-time data, you don't just have to rely on your intuition, diba, or your gut feel on what's going on in your business. You can actually look at real solid information and make informed decisions. So that's one of the things that we are, really advocate. You invest in technology, you invest in automation because the payoff to the business is really, multiple folds.
All right, thank you, Mr. Rio. Now, Mr. Matt, do you have something to add to that?
Yeah, actually, I would like something to add to Miss Rio's thoughts. So, as we know that pandemic really changed our lives. So one of the biggest things that we actually learned that you cannot just go to the store and physically check every inventory of laptop that we have on store. So one thing I really like about how they do it, like Miss Rio said, so you have real time inventory checking. So just using a simple smartphone can really change the whole ball game. Based on my experience, if you do the old school way of the PDT, so when I used to work for a company in the US, well, basically it's my client. So what they do, they use the PDT. So in these changing times, so the companies that have made investments in digital channels, such as the stores and retail, switching to remote operations, like Miss Rio mentioned, it will give you less disruption for this time, and that would be my thoughts on the new normal that we're actually experiencing as of today.
All right, thanks, Matt. I think you both would agree that there's, increase in demand for tech products like yours. So I'd like to know, is the increase in demand for tech products enabling like Mobile Optima to expand its business? Tell us what opportunities all these trends in the market offer you. And next, Mr. Matt. Yes.
Yeah. Well, one thing that Matt also shared a while ago, which we can really relate to, the companies that invested or prepared themselves by investing in technology were also able to handle the unforeseen events of the pandemic. So, for example, for us, now personally as a company, prior to the lockdown, since all of our attendance information for employees, it's done on the mobile phone. So we don't have a biometrics in the office. They just time in on their mobile phone, take a selfie, and then the date and time, the photos are all secure and tamper proof. So when the lockdown was announced last year, and even until now, we didn't actually have problems transitioning to the new normal. So in terms of enabling remote work and field work, because we have these tools being used already, it was quite an easy transition for us. And we hope that it will be the same for many companies. And I think what happened when the pandemic struck, if before companies were not conscious of digitization and investing in IT, because of what's going on now, they are many more and more companies are actually consciously looking for ways to really digitize and transform their processes. So surprisingly for us, because we're in the tech company, we were actually blessed because when the pandemic happened, it was a blessing in disguise because we got even more inquiries from local companies. Aside from that, we were also able to launch another software, which I believe Business World is very familiar with. So we were able to launch a virtual events platform. It's called Vernew, and it basically enables companies to host private events, like summits, conferences, expos. And again, this idea was born out of the need to produce something that's virtual, because of the pandemic. So fortunately for us, the benefits are very good.
For ASUS, Mr. Matt.
Yeah, actually, the surge of demand last year was very, I would say, it shoot up to 1,000% based on my on the data that I received. So every channel. So we have the normal retail. So we have also the commercial, which is the business devices. So everyone is procuring for for every device that we actually have in hand. With that said, um, I believe that digitalization is already in place because of people buying devices, because there is already a need for the transition from the normal office setup to work from home setup. So that actually gave us a better view on how to plan to get the best out of the products that we are actually producing uh, until this time.
Uh, Mr. Matt, for ASUS business, what do businessmen usually ask whenever they approach you on deciding
Oh,
which product should I use for my company?
yeah, actually, based on from my encounters with the IT and the uh, with the procurement team. So normally they ask, what do you guys have? So we have notebooks, desktops, and so on and so forth. So normally I give them, and I actually profile them. Um, what do they really do based on their workload? So those are the key things that I actually ask. So those are the important things that you need to ask. One thing that I always ask to them is that, how will you transition from the normal work from home to the normal office, which is your home now, that is your normal office. So we ask primarily the right questions on the spot.
All right, thank you, Mr. Matt. Miss Rio, for Turkey, for example, what do businessmen would normally ask you about it?
Yeah. So, well, first of all, so Tarki is really designed for field work. And right now, we're also in the process of improving that and upgrading that to also include work from home setup. So we believe that both it's going to be remote work. That's going to be the like the name of the game from now on. So when they come to us, they have specific requirements. Usually, may headache sila eh. They have pain points. So for example, we have one client before. He noticed that their sales were declining. And he has about 30 sales agents, and the sales agents are tasked to cover all of their customers. So they were supposed to take orders, report them to the office, check inventory, and stuff like that. And when he investigated, he had the feeling that the sales agents were not doing their normal routes. So he came to us for help, and we implemented Tarki. So as I've mentioned, Tarki helps you digitize the reports of your field employees. It also gives you visibility on their activities. So what time they started, where they are, their location, how many stores were visited in a day, and other productivity reports. And you know what happened? We were able to grow sales by 20%. At the same time, he was also able to address one of his headaches in terms of managing the workforce. So with Tarki, he didn't have problems anymore with attendance. Unfortunately, before, when we looked at the data, many of the employees would only work 4 hours a day. So they would start at about 10 a.m. and then they would finish at 2 p.m. So ganun lang siya kaikse, no? And because of that, that's the reason why the sales were declining. So with the investment in the technology, he was actually able to hit two birds with one stone, di ba? One software, he was able to address two issues. So he was able to grow his sales, and at the same time, he was also able to address his headache in terms of managing the field employees. So specifically to us, RJ, when companies come to us, it's usually yung mga ganong types of headaches. So sales tracking for the stores, workforce management. If they have technicians naman or delivery people, it's ensuring that they provide very good customer service by delivering the goods on time, yun, and stuff like that.
All right, but now let's talk about the small and medium enterprises. How can they really benefit from the products you offer now?
Yeah.
Mostly they are concerned about the cost, the budget. Does
Yeah.
this actually reduce cost for them? How does that happen?
Yeah. So, well, first of all, no, hindi lang Turkey, but software in general. 10 years ago when we started the company, back then, if you want to invest in software, you really have to be ready with millions of pesos. Ang mahal niya before. You have to get developers, ask them to develop a customized software for you, purchase your own servers and stuff like that. So before, the cost to invest in IT was quite high. But thankfully, nowadays, it's not the case anymore. We have a lot of SaaS applications. So SaaS stands for Software as a Service. Tarki is actually a SaaS application. So SaaS applications, these are ready-made, readily available, and very affordable solutions that are plug and play. So you just sign up. You can actually get started right away. And there's no upfront cost. So as I've mentioned, you don't have to spend for software development. You don't have to purchase your own servers because typically all of these are already packaged in the monthly subscription. So if you are a small company, you have all of these options available to you. There are even some SaaS applications that are free that you can take advantage of. Of course, it's not going to be as comprehensive as the ones that are paid. But if you are on a tight budget, you can also explore those options. So what I'm saying is, in this day and age now, because the SaaS applications are very affordable, they're very easy to implement, they're plug and play, there's virtually no excuse anymore for SMEs to go digital. And
Yes.
for Turkey, yeah, for Turkey specifically, they can get started for as low as 1,500 pesos per month. They can already get field attendance for up to 5 employees. So ganun lang siya kamura. Other software, for example, accounting, we're using Zero. I don't know if you're familiar with that, RJ. That's $30 per month. So 1,500 pesos also. So very, very affordable solutions just to put a number to it para hindi kabahan yung mga SMEs na mag-invest.
Mhm. Yeah, Mr. Matt, for ASUS.
Yeah, actually, for ASUS, well, it's gonna be a different ball game if you compare it to Miss Rio's um proposition. So on our end, what we normally do, we ask first what the employee do and who are involved in this procurement process. So we need to ask them the right set of questions before we give them something in detail, because we don't want our customers to get shocked with pricing and everything. So we give them a certain tier of devices that we actually offer to them to give them a better insight on in comparison. So I in my in my in my presentation, normally I keep on saying that good, better, best devices. So to give them an insight based on their workflow. So basically, all you need to do is to ask the right questions. That's a pro tip for you.
Okay, thank you, Matt. Now, going back to Miss Rio, you mentioned a cloud-based application, which is your product actually. So, is data security actually a concern still in this pandemic for your clients?
Yeah. So, well, first of all, we're really a strong proponent of cloud technologies. No, we really believe that it opened up a lot of of opportunities because there's no need to purchase the servers upfront. You can pay as you go. So, for example, uh, if you just have a low usage, you can just pay for that. You don't have to pay for the allowance for the extras. So we really believe that cloud technologies are very important. Personally, for Tarki, we are using Amazon Web Services, and they also have a host of security options available. So if you ask us, we believe that Amazon, AWS, or even Azure, they have very good security measures that can be taken advantage of by by many companies. That said, some companies, especially the bigger ones, or if they have, let's say, very sensitive information or highly regulated information, some would still have issues with using a public cloud. And the good thing is we have, parang we have options already available. So, hybrid cloud, which enables you to have a combination of private and public. That's an option. So, some companies that are very, very particular with data security. So, for example, maybe they're in the healthcare industry, or they're in the banking or financial industry, or even government. So, if they have very sensitive information, PII, diba, for data privacy, personally identifiable information that need to be really guarded and secure and protected, then there's an option of a private cloud. A private cloud lang, of course, it's going to be more costly because there's an upfront investment. It's also not as scalable as a public cloud. But in terms of data security, given that it's a private setup, then it's more secure. So right now, a good option for bigger companies who can afford it is to do a combination of a hybrid, no? So a combination of a private and also a public cloud. I'm not sure if ASUS also offers these services.
And Ms. Rio about that. Actually, ASUS has been doing these kind of infrastructure as a service. As far as I remember, on our product portfolio, besides the ASUS Control Center, we have our own ASUS Cloud. So basically, ASUS Cloud is a combination of all Internet of Things. So it's AIoT as well. We're actually scaling to a different paradigm. Uh, Within this year, we're gonna announce formally what is actually ASUS offering for the work from home setup, or should I say, the new normal that we're actually experiencing until today.
All right. Thank you, Matt. Ms. Rio mentioned that there are still companies who are worried about data security concerning the use of cloud, but they have the option to choose
Mm.
which type of deployment they would use, right? But have you noticed, or have you observed some change in perception in this pandemic as compared before? Are they now more? Are they now more? What is this? Uh,
Like more
are they now
open.
more open to it, more accepting to cloud technology?
Yeah, I think cloud technology and also automation and IT optimization in general. So we've definitely seen that shift. When we started RJ 2014, we had a hard time justifying why you need to invest in automation because, as you know, in the Philippines, labor is quite cheap. So there's always a question, a comparison between if I just add more people, if I just add another encoder, would that be a better payout instead of investing in IT or investing in automation? But what's good about it now is that we've seen this shift happen already. So now companies are proactively inquiring with us, coming to us, asking for help in terms of optimization and digital transformation. So I think now more and more companies are cognizant already of the benefits, and they recognize that IT is really an integral business strategy now. You either innovate or you die. So that's what's going to happen. You will lag behind. You will even not survive, no, if you don't invest in technology. Like for example, right now, diba, e-commerce, online selling. It's really forcing companies, retail businesses to go online and digital because that's the requirement now.
All
And
right,
yun, and of course other areas of business, it's gonna be the same shift, same movement.
Mr. Matt, have you observed some change in perception towards this, technology?
Yeah, actually, that's a good question. Yeah, like Miss Rio's perception about the changes. So here in ASUS as well, in our current set, or should I say, globally, in some other countries where actually ASUS is. So we actually move towards the that kind of movement The main reason why, not just for safety for everyone, but it can give you a better flexibility. So not just yung iniisip natin like every day that we need to work for 8 by 5, then you go back home. When this time around, you need to change your own movement in terms of workflow. So right now, um, currently, I would say that the current movement of people for digitalization is really part where you're going to embrace it. So based on experience as well, I myself having an adjustment. So because um, there are a lot of factors involved that you need to consider as well.
Okay, thank you. Now, technology is just a tool, once I buy the application from your company, it's just a tool. So, how do we exactly prepare the workforce? How do you do that at Tarki, Miss Rio?
Yeah. Well, surprisingly, um, almost everyone now is techie. No, I don't.
Mm.
I don't think na we still have an issue of is a person not techie enough. Um, Even our own helper is very techie. She orders. She has so many apps on her phone. She orders online. I pay her through GCash. So, in terms of training people to adopt IT processes or IT software, personally, from our own experience, from our own observations, handling implementations across many companies, it's not anymore an issue. But that said, if you want to have a successful software implementation in your company, we notice that there are two very important pillars that you need to be ready for. So the first one is the importance of a very strong and committed management. So management tone and management willpower or commitment to implement the software. So that's very, very important. Um, Otherwise, the employees or the users will not take the new software seriously. No, if they feel na ay hindi naman seryoso yung company dito, they will not take it seriously. So it's very important that there is a strong tone in management from management, no, that this is something that they prioritize. This is a focus area for the business.
All right.
That's the first one. The second one, the second pillar is the policies and the processes need to be there. Okay, so sometimes RJ, when companies invest in software, they feel that it's like a magic pill, no, that they just swallow and it will magically fix all of their broken processes. But it's not the case, no. So the software, as you mentioned, it's an enabler, it's a magnifier. If the processes are broken and you get a software, you will see it will magnify the problems even more. You will be faced with the problems. But on the other side, if your processes and policies are very good, and then you implement a software, an enabler, then all the more you will be able to reap the benefits. The video that I showed kanina, that's Bounty Chokes to Go, they're one of our best implementations. And because they have two of the pillars that I mentioned. So the first one, Sir RRM, Mr. Mascareñas, he has a very, very strong tone. So the management tone is there. Second, they already have very good policies and processes in place. So when they implemented Tarki, when they implemented the software, it just exploded. The results just exploded. And as you can see, they were able to double store coverage. So it's a very, very good result. Some of our clients, RJ, they would get 10% growth, they would get 20% growth. So it's the same software, Tarki pa din, but the results can vary. And the variation in results yun, is driven by those two pillars based on our own observations.
Okay, Mr. Matt, on the workforce side, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, my thoughts about the workforce actually. So first thing I always think of is you have to map first the processes. So with these items being laid out, so you need to give them an idea on how or what to eliminate the next thing you're going to do. So you have to identify, eliminate of certain faults. Third, I would go with the eliminating unnecessary steps to smoothen, to give a positive impact on processes, but they're still carried out.
Mm.
Fourth, improvements in resource utilization. So you don't need to waste too much about the resources, but you need to make most of the time with the tools that you actually have. And on the fifth one, formalizing a new method. So in ASUS, I would actually correlate this since we're actually doing. We have the still instill feel of we're still working in the office. So um, those things I mentioned earlier. So I actually talked to my boss about it. So for every one of us in our team to be more efficient because the game has changed basically. So yun ang nangyayari sa buong mundo. So kailangan we have to adapt. Hindi siya actually magandang hangarin for some it's not really good but you need to adapt. So yun ang thought ko about that.
For ASUS business products, would businesses actually require some training once they purchase something from you?
Yeah, actually, I myself do the training. So
Uh,
when they purchase their product, first and foremost, I give them an overview. What kind of product that you have. So, for example, I have the B9400, which is the latest 11th Gen Tiger Lake notebook. So this is your product. Then I'm going to check with IT how you guys implement the IT integration. So at least I have an idea on how to help you out with the features to work hand in hand in your current company IT profile.
all right. Now, my last question: how do you see all these improvements in IT developing over the next decade? W- I mean, when do you see the Philippine firms going fully digital? Any
Yeah.
prediction? Yes.
Yeah, I think it will only get better. No, I think the prospects are very promising. As we mentioned, companies now in general have become more cognizant of the benefits of digitization. So definitely more and more companies will embrace IT optimization and digital transformation in the next few years. Second, technologies in general are also becoming more and more affordable. So as we mentioned, yung SaaS applications, they're becoming more affordable, more popular choice among companies because they're very affordable, they're easy to use, they're plug and play. Even bigger companies now, no? So you'd be surprised. Our clients are Globe, Bounty, Abenson. These are big companies, and even they are looking. Their requirement now is they want a plug and play solution. So gone are the days when big companies would prefer custom built software. They would rather go with something that's readily available, something that's plug and play, and SMEs in general will be able to benefit from that. And I think finally, we're still at the precipice of a lot of the new technologies out there. So hybrid cloud, blockchain, AI, artificial intelligence, virtual reality. Matt talked about Internet of Things. So these are very promising new technologies that can be used, exciting technologies that can be used by companies and that can really shape the business landscape in the coming years.
All right. For Matt.
Yeah, actually, we know that IT will be evolving in the next decade. Uh, for the way I see it, the next decade. So I would say the artificial intelligence of things or AIoT. So with combined of AI with the Internet of Things infrastructure, so to achieve more efficient IoT operations to improve actually human and machine interactions and enhance data management and analytics. So another thing about that as well is that um, blockchain technology will be standard for all applications in day-to-day operations, from the simple actually time in time out, or even paying for your cup of coffee using cryptocurrency.
Okay, thanks, Matt. And now, before we end this conversation, we would like to hear your final statements. What do you want our audience to remember from this session? Let's start with Miss Rio.
Well, yeah, I came up with a framework since we are on lockdown right now. So we are back to ECQ. So if there's three tips that I would like to share to our companies, businesses who are with us today. So think of the acronym ECQ. So on your journey towards digitization, E stands for enable your employees to work from anywhere. So as we mentioned, field work, remote work, they are here to stay. Work from home is here to stay. So you need to be able to invest in tools that will allow your employees to work anywhere they are. So whether these are productivity tools, um, collaborative tools, hardware, make sure that they have laptops or mobile phones. So make sure that they have all of these tools to enable them to work from anywhere. So that's E. That's the internal side of your business. The next naman is C. So C stands for create a digital customer experience. So this is the external side naman of the business. So make sure that you also invest in tools that will delight and excite your customers by giving them a digital experience. So in terms of sales, so e-commerce, that's one. Second is in healthcare now, di ba, we're seeing doctors do video consultations. So just a few weeks ago, I was able to set up a Viber consultation for my mother-in-law who is in Naga and our doctor who is in Manila. So that's made possible by technology. And even banks now, some local banks are also starting to offer, let's say, bank account opening digitally. You just take a photo of your passport, take a selfie, and upload, and then you will be able to um, create a bank account. So all of these initiatives to delight and excite your customers digitally, that's going to be very, very important for you to stay relevant to your customers. So that's C. And last but not the least, Q. Quit making excuses. There are so many affordable solutions now. So quit making excuses and just go digital. So I hope that you will remember this ECQ as a way to really step up your digitalization efforts. I would also like to take this opportunity to thank Business World again for inviting our company, Mobile Optima, to this program. We would like to invite all of you to visit our website. So you can find us at www.tarki.com, Tarkie. We also have exciting videos in YouTube about our clients and their successful stories implementing Tarki. If you have any inquiries, please do not hesitate to drop us a message in our website, and we would be very, very glad to assist you and help you in your digital transformation journey. So thank you again, and we hope that we were able to share very helpful insights to you today.
Okay, thanks, Miss Rio. Now, Mr. Matt.
Yeah. Well, my key takeaway here is as organizations actually plan their technology procurement budget, so they should re-examine their hardware of choice. So they have a go-to device that they need to analyze what is best for their hybrid um, office employee for their computing needs. So empowering employees actually with the right device and type. So both office and remote working person will help create business value. So with employees actually right now that are actually working in their home, so equipping them with the right device and the latest device that can help both support hybrid work environment will have a significant impact not only on employee productivity and experience, but also will provide a competitive edge to organizations to attract and retain talent. By the way, if you want to know more about business offerings on ASUS, kindly send us a message or visit us on our social media pages, or you may check out our website for other detailed items that we actually mentioned earlier. So person, you can actually find me on the social media. So feel free to consult your needs with us, so we can help you out in your transition from your normal state of work at your company.
All right. That's it. Thanks. Many thanks to our speakers, Ms. Rio Ilao, Mr. Matt Animos, to our sponsor, of course, ASUS, to our partner organization, Management Association of the Philippines, and of course, our media partner, the Philippine Star, and to everyone who joined today's discussion. Follow Business World's social media pages to be updated on our next projects. This is RJ Balinbin, and this has been the Business World Insights. Stay safe and stay healthy. Good afternoon.